Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Here I am, a little bit late, but I had to get ready for tennis before I joined you because I have an early tennis match. I have an early tennis match because it's going to be over 100 today, all week long, like 105 to 110, and it's going to be hot. So when it's that hot in the desert, we start early and finish early. We try to get done before it hits 100. I know that sounds hot. It sounds crazy, but I promise you, 100 degrees here is not, we don't have the humidity. So it's not as bad as it is possibly where you are, where maybe you have a lot of humidity. Or maybe it never gets to 110. I don't know. Oh, woke up to my darling love of my life, Indy, and my three little dogs hugging me. And little Coco, the tiniest, oldest one, she comes up and she kisses me. The other two are not kissy dogs. I don't like poison dog lips. That's what my cousin Mary used to say, ew, poison dog lips. And I picked that up from her. And I didn't like getting licked by dogs. But when Coco does it, Coco's so little and that tongue is only about that big. So it's kind of like a little, it's sweet. Anyway, that's how I woke up this morning. Got dogs. Got dogs. Yesterday I was playing with Pumpkin, Max's cat, my grandson's cat. Ugh, Pumpkin is like, she's a cat, but she's a dog cat. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, she like runs and plays and comes and yeah. Today is Dare Day. I'm not sure what that actually means to the people who started Dare Day, but I can tell you today might be the day to step up, step out. Dare yourself to do something you've never been brave enough to do before and take the dare. I mean, a pretty cool way to start your day, don't you think? Could I dare to fill in the blank? Talk to someone you haven't spoken to before. Make that phone call that you've not been willing to make. Try a new food. Go shopping. Buy something sexy. If you want to feel good about yourself, buy sexy underwear. Men, women, I don't care. Because you know, down underneath it all, you got it all going on. Yeah, sexy underwear. They're pretty good for you loving you. Did you notice I've used my new mug again? I can't help it. I really like it. This was from Domaine Carneros, my favorite winery. We were just doing that wine trip. Just could it have been just 2 days ago? It seems like months ago. It's Dinosaur Day. Who doesn't love a good dinosaur, right? If you find any, would you let me know? Take some pictures and send them to me. Yeah, I know. It's also Flip a Coin Day. So if you're not sure about taking a chance, flip a coin and decide if you should take a chance on whatever it is. You know, that thing that you've been worried about doing. Just do it. Go on, do it. Flip a coin. Heads, you do it now. Tails, you do it in 2 minutes. You get to set the rules. It's your game. It's also Heimlich Maneuver Day. This is very important. Everyone should know how to do Heimlich Maneuver Day. You know, where you put your fists together and you reach around somebody and you grab them right here in the chest and push really hard. It can save a life. How do I know that? Well, because years ago, I was choking and somebody came and did that to me. And I'll be danged if that thing didn't go flying out of my mouth and I could breathe again. Yeah. Heimlich maneuver. Learn it. Do it. Try it. It's worth it. Promise. This I thought was very coincidental. Oh, I probably should take off my socks and even show you. Today is Go Barefoot. It's Go Barefoot Day. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not a shoe fan. I mean, I love my shoes, but given the choice, I would rather look at them on my shelf and go barefoot. I go barefoot a lot. It's also nail polish day. So I'm going to call it Go Barefoot, but get a mani-pedi, especially the pedi. I think I told you that my daughter and I, when we were up in the Bay Area this past weekend, we went to this place and got seriously the best pedicure I've ever had. I mean, leg massage and hot stones and creams and oils and wax on. Oh, gorgeous. But here we go. Wait a minute. I know people don't always do this. Let's see if I can do it. Here we go. There you go. There are my toes. I have little red toes. Okay. My favorite polish is called Big Apple Red. It's bright red. I was 49 and 365ths, and I had never ever gotten my nails done, not my toenails, not my fingernails. I'd never had a mani or a pedi. And for my 50th birthday, my kids gave me a gift certificate for mani-pedi at this great spa near where we used to live. And it took me a whole year to use it. I was that reticent. But right before my 51st birthday, I went in and I got my first mani-pedi ever in my whole life. And until the pandemic, my toes had been red every single day of my life since then. So now it's time to start again because I like that. I like pedicures. It feels good. It's relaxing. And since I go barefoot all the time or wear sandals 99% of the time, my toes should be pretty, right? So they're red. Okay, it's also Pen Pal Day. Do you have a pen pal? Do people even do that anymore? I mean, now we have the internet, so maybe pen pals are a thing of the past. I remember having pen pals when I was a kid. A pen pal was someone, and I don't even remember how we got pen pals. Do you remember that? I think in school once, our teacher had a friend who was a teacher in another country, and the teachers exchanged class lists and we each got somebody to be our pen pal. I don't remember too much about that. But I do remember that I got this letter from a guy who was in prison. I was, this is not that long ago. I was single at the time. And somebody I knew a guy who was in prison. And I can't even remember what he was in prison for. And he wrote me this like 6-page letter. And he said, look, you don't even have to read this if you don't want to, but there's nothing to do here. We're bored. So I thought if I had somebody that could be my pen pal, that would be great. So I read his letter and he was fascinating. And I wrote back to him and we started this pen pal thing until my children said, Mom, you can't write to this guy. You can't put your return address on things. I mean, he can come find you. You don't know what he's in there. Anyway, my kids like flipped out on me. Yeah. So I don't even remember his name now, but it was kind of fun to have, get letters from somebody who I didn't even know. But my attitude came from Fritzy. There are no such thing as a stranger. It's just a friend you haven't met yet. That was Fritzy. Oh, Fritzy report. She's doing great. Yesterday, she's so cute. When I got there, she was in bed, but she wasn't asleep. She was just kind of staring up at the ceiling. And I walked over and I pulled my mask down and she did what she always did. Oh, you're here. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so... She's my mom. She's supposed to say those things, right? I'm not sure she knows she's my mom because every time I tell her, she gets delighted all over again. But we spent a lot of time looking at, I have like poster size photos of my dad when he was in the service. He was in the Army. And my mom when she was a cadet nurse. So I brought those poster size photos for her to look at. And she was telling me how absolutely handsome her Lenny was. And oh, he's such a good looking man. And then I'd show her pictures of this beautiful young nurse, and she'd tell me she was so pretty. And I would look at her and say, Mom, you know, that's you, right? That's you. You are in this picture. And she would look at me with amazement. It was so cute. And I said, and you want to know something really cool? And it's true. I think I've shown it to you. Right in the closet back here, I have her old nurse's uniform, hat and everything. And I asked her if she'd like me to bring it to her. And she said, yes. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to take her. She won't remember, but I'll tell her again. And I'll bring her nurse's uniform. She's so cute. Morgan Freeman's birthday. Morgan Freeman. I love his acting. I love his acting. But he also seems like a really good person. For a very short time, oh, good morning, Jenny. For a very short time, I was working on writing a pilot that he was going to be doing. This is a while ago. So we didn't really have shows on the internet at that time, but he was working on a show that he was going to be like the MC of, but he was also producing it. And it was a show for parents and children together. And because of my background in early childhood development, and teaching and writing, I was hired to work on this show. So I did a lot of writing. We wrote this great show. I don't think anything ever happened with it, though. It's too bad, because Morgan Freeman was awesome, and he would have been great on this. Also, happy birthday to Alanis Morissette. I got one hand in my pocket, just like she does. No, I don't. I don't even have a pocket right now. Andy Griffith. Remember the? Yeah. I don't know. Those Southern boys. He did some good stuff, didn't he? And you watched the Andy Griffith show ever? Yeah, it was kind of good. Yes, Morgan is a nice man. He's a nice man. So he was very appropriate for today. And Andy Griffith was nice, very appropriate for today. Whose birthday is it also? Marilyn Monroe. Now, talk about a person. You know, we say that you live on as long as people are remembering you and talking about you. As long as your name is mentioned, you live on in the hearts of the people that you left behind. Marilyn Monroe is talked about all the time. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but there was this like 2-story high statue of Marilyn Monroe that used to sit in Palm Springs, right? I sort of remember it from when I was a kid, that it's a statue of her in that scene from The 7-Year Itch where she walks over she's walking along the street and the air comes up from down below and blows her skirt up. You know the one I'm talking about? It's like the classic. Well, that statue sat here for years, and then it got moved and it went like on tour around the world and all this kind of stuff. And next thing you know, there was a group of people in the desert here who raised money to bring the statue back. The plan was for the statue to be back here this month. But apparently it's big controversy because the people who paid for it to get here wanted it in one place, and now they want to put it in front of the art museum. It is crazy to me, the things that people fight about, but there's another hearing next month. I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to get involved in the statue of Marilyn Monroe and where it should sit, but that's what's going on, and that's what people are spending the time doing. Yeah, it seems to me like there's some very important things to be handling besides that. Yeah. Seems also like I've been arguing with people a lot lately about, yeah, you're right, that's a problem, but that's just a result of the actual problem. Maybe you need to solve the actual problem so you don't have all those peripheral problems like homelessness. Yeah, you maybe don't want their tent in the middle of your sidewalk, but the problem is not the tent on the sidewalk. The problem is that those people don't have any place to go or live and can't afford housing. That may be the problem we need to tackle. Just saying. Okay. I don't want to get on a soapbox today. I just want to get, yeah. Um 1980, CNN. Okay, so whether you watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or ABC or CBS, I don't care. But in 1980, not that long ago, CNN went live 24 hours. That was a big deal. That was a really big deal. And what really brought the attention to them was in 1991, even later, during the Persian Gulf War, where they had the war on 24 hours a day. Talk about bringing a war into your living room. Life has not been the same since the Persian Gulf War. All right, Helen Keller died today in 1968. What an amazing human. What an amazing human. You know, we complain when we've got little aches and pains, or we lose the use of a broken hand that's going to heal, or, a poke in the eye for a minute. This woman was blind and deaf, and she did more with her life than most people who have no problems at all. Unbelievable. If you really want to get inspired, I mean, truly get inspired, read her biography. Read a biography of Helen Keller or of Anne Sullivan, her teacher, either one of them. Amazing human beings. Amazing what humans can do. 2009, this hit home for me. In 2009, General Motors filed for bankruptcy. And then they restructured. And a year later, they were back in biz and had an IPO, like one of the highest ever on Wall Street. I mean, they came back. They were in the pits and they came back. Why am I sharing that with you? Well, that happened to me. I'll tell you the whole story someday, but just for today, just know that due to circumstances beyond my control, there was a time when I was literally forced into what they call involuntary bankruptcy. In other words, I didn't want to go bankrupt. I wanted to keep earning money and paying my bills, and I was forced by one of my vendors to go bankrupt. It's a long story, but trust me on this, was not my plan. So what I did was I kept working anyway with the permission of the bankruptcy court. I kept my company open and kept working for the next 6 months because I knew that was going to be the busiest time of year for me and I could take care of business, so to speak. Actually, I think I worked for more like 11 months. I worked at half salary. I worked for nothing except expenses, and my staff stayed with me and worked at half salary for like 11 months. My father came in to help me with my company to kind of get things going and pay off debts and stuff like that. At the end of a year, my father bought the company from the bankruptcy court for $1, and then he had to make a profit, so he sold it back to me for $2. And in less than a year, I built it back up to where it had been before. Yeah, like Phoenix rising from the ashes. I had $1 million company. I went bankrupt, and a year later, I was back bringing in over $1 million a year. That's what got me on Oprah. That's what got me in Time magazine. And that's what got me to believe that almost anything is possible. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But the word art for today is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Today is Say Something Nice Day. It's Say Something Nice Day. And today's word art, go check it out. Check out Word Art by Sandye. Today's word art is not everyone is nice, but everyone has nice potential. So go exercise your potential. Go exercise that option. Exercise those muscles, those absolute kindness muscles. Go out there and say something nice to someone. It doesn't have to be that hard. And it's like any other muscle. The more you work it, the bigger it gets and the easier it gets to work it. Did you ever notice that? When you start exercising, it's so hard at the beginning, but a week later doing those same exercises, not so hard. You have to add some more to them, right? It's the same with being kind. It's the same with being nice. It's a muscle. It's a muscle. Just keep working it. Keep doing it. Go out there. Take a chance today, right? Today is Dare Day. Dare yourself to be nice to 3 strangers today. You can do it. Get out there and do it. Thank you, Ginny. Thank you. She's with this one. And I don't know who wouldn't be. Go out there. Dare yourself to be outrageously nice today. Be kind. You can do this. Gets easier and easier. And in the meantime, have a sip and a smile. And I'm going to go play early tennis so I don't sweat my brains out. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great, great Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Bye-bye.